when a woman says something about a red flag, I want to be the first to comment, leave him. But I understand that the conversation is much more nuanced than just leave him. If the person is just dating, not partnered, not living together, I think it's very valuable to say, leave him if you can. As soon as it's possible, leave him. The more voices that can normalize that message, that this thing that you guys said, that the lady said is worth leaving him for, the better. Humans are social creatures, and when society says, oh, you have to stay with someone, we're more likely to do it. And if we can hear the voices of society say, no, that thing you said, that's really bad, that can give us clarity. But when it comes to someone who's living with someone else, we really can't just say, you should leave him now because finances. Leave as soon as you can is a good comment. But people can't just... Also, a lot of husbands literally make their wives sick, like the emotional abuse, causes their immune system to break down, and women are sick, and so they can't leave because they're too sick to leave. And we have battered women's shelters, but do you want to go there? And do we have emotionally abused shelters? Do we have a you're too sick to leave your husband shelter? Not really. So it's nuanced. It's the great idea, but it's not always possible. And sometimes that voice of, you should do this, just weighs them down. It makes them feel more hopeless. Leave if you can is better. One caveat, some people are like, oh, well, if they have children together, she might not want to leave because she might not want to leave him with the kids 100% of the time. Here's the deal. As one of my friends said, do you want your kids to be a little bit unsafe or a lot unsafe 100% of the time, or do you want them to be 100% safe 50% of the time? I've done it, and I am so glad I left, because being emotionally abused was showing my kids that's love. That's what we do. You stay with that for someone else, for your kids, for the kids don't know. All they know is that mom's staying with this guy, and this guy is immoral, unethical. The emotional abuse is gross. And when you talk to kids of divorce, adult children of divorced parents, they're like, I'm so glad my parents divorced. I wish they had done it sooner. And if you ask them, but then you had to be with your dad 50% of the time without your mom there to protect you. And they're like, yeah, but at least I got to go to my mom, and my mom was grounded and my mom was safe. As opposed to that constant fight, that constant danger that they feel, seeing their mother get abused by that man every day. Do you have any idea how bad that is for the kids? Like, they're going to need therapy from the divorce. They're going to need therapy from the dad. But they're going to need the most therapy from watching the good parent constantly be harmed by the bad parent, and the good parent not having any recourse. And that will send a message to them that you just you just put up with this stuff. And it's really hard to face the fact that we need to let the dad ruin the kid. The dad's going to get 50-50 if you're in a state like mine. The dad's going to get half their time with the kid, and you let them dig their own grave. You let them screw up, because you know what? The kid will learn. The kid can figure this out now. When you're together, the kid is so confused. And I love dad, I love mom, I don't know, I'm so confused. No, once you get week on, week off, wow, this week feels yucky in my belly, and I hear the yelling, and I feel the gaslighting. But then, this week, with the other parent, I'm not getting emotionally abused. They're going to be able to figure this out. That's going to be much easier to heal from. And as a mom, you feel like you're betraying your kid, but you're not. He's betraying your kid. Let him figure it out. And the time, if he does something CPS worthy, then we can call CPS and we can take it from there. Otherwise, I am a firm believer that it's going to be better for the kids. And if any adult children of divorced parents would like to weigh in on this, I would love to hear it, because I haven't talked to as many as I would like to. My parents didn't divorce till I was 20. So yeah, if someone's like, "Oh, my Nana did a red flag," say I think that the message of leave as soon as you can is a very healthy message. Leave if you can, but we have to not put too much pressure on them, because if they can't, that's hard. And then if someone's like, "But the kids," I don't have time for that argument. If you financially can leave, which, oh my God, that's a whole thing. Maybe the kids need you to leave. They might need that 50% of the time being 100% safe. That kind of feels amazing to have. And you can switch the pronouns. I'm not saying this is only this gender or that gender. That's just the ones in my experience. I'm speaking from my experience. You can translate to your own. If you think he might do something CPS worthy, he's going to do it whether you're there or not. I learned that. So it's better if you stay, the world and your children see you as endorsing that man. And that's not a message I was not willing to be the partner of someone who did something CPS worthy. So I am so much better off separated, completely separate from that person, so that when they do stuff that's CPS worthy, I'm not part of that. Not my thing.